needless to say, it's still sticky, it's still cloudy, and there's more chance of rain today and tomorrow. So we are definitely in a summer pattern here. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Gray. There's my sweet girl. Hi. Good morning. There's Mart Man waiting on me, and Morris is up on the bench waiting also. Hi. And there comes Stripey. Hi, bud. Oh, good boys. Come on. Come on, Morris. Morris, come on up. There he comes. Come on up, Morris. Hi. You coming, Mart? Come on, Mart. I don't have to coax Marty so much. That's why I don't call him over as much. Hi, Mart. Hi, bud. Morris has more hair than any other animal I think I've ever owned, with the exception maybe of my Chow mix Foxy with her undercoat. Morris basically has the same amount of fur she had. It's an incredible amount of fur every year. It all comes off at once. Well, hopefully the deer wasn't here last night eating things, but you know, every morning it's kind of a crapshoot to come out and see what he might have eaten that night. You know, all I can do is check the cameras as often as I can and run out if I see somebody to shoo them away from the flowers and go from there. That's really all I can do. These are past their prime now, but that's the nice thing about hydrangeas. The flowers, even after they are dying, they still look really pretty. Mostly when I come over here, I'm looking to make sure I don't see any Japanese maple damage, and I don't see any damage, so that's good. That's good. Don's gonna move the owl camera on the roof here of the cat hotel, or somewhere in this corner or something, pointing. I don't know if that's going to be good enough now that I see what the angle is. Basically what I want is, I guess it on, basically what I probably really want is it on the window pointed out, or here where I'm standing pointed out, so I can see at night if I see the deer over here in the side yard. Because we're going to do some different camera for the owls box for next year. Something closer, something better, something different. And I have that nice camera over there. That's totally fine for spotting deer. So we'll see. I don't know. If he puts it on here, it's just not quite out far enough, I don't think, this corner, that he can angle it. But it's easy for him to stick it up there. To try what I think about that. You know, it's going to be hard to get the whole area in. That's something he might be was going to do today, and might still be willing to do today, even with the weather, assuming it's not raining. You know, it's just buggy. He'll have to put on bug spray, because you know, right here wouldn't be bad either. You know, put the camera here. It's pretty wide angle, and that would be a good part of the area over here. I'll have to talk to him about it. We've got the tree strap, or obviously there's all kinds of mounts we could use to put it someplace. The plants I got for free Thursday morning, brought home, and then repotted Thursday afternoon. This one also here in the fancy colored pot. It's what I had. And over here, the salvia, they're all stood up thanks to the clouds and the gentle rain, and everything is looking good. Some things I've been printing. Dawn's going to remove the support on that for me today. I just put this fidget spinner together, and some Reese studs. Hopefully they fit. And I got to pull the supports off of those too. Well, I usually leave it for Dawn. He doesn't like me to hurt my fingers, and he's just better at pulling it off than me. Don and I drove the van up to Guardian Angel so he could empty out the donation we've been collecting from the back. And I took a quick spin inside and didn't get anything today. They got 10% off everything for Father's Day weekend. Somebody has bought that entertainment center cabinet thing I saw in there the other day. I guess, you know, you take another 30 bucks off of it. That was a decent deal for them. So we took the van home. We're headed back out in Robot.
Yeah.
We're at the left turn.
She did great.
Yeah, she seemed to do good there. There was a person came over the hill, but not super fast.
Right,
That I saw just as we started to turn, and there's nothing to be done about that except for pay attention and scoot on along when you see that happening.
That's right.
So we had a little change in plans. Don's co-worker Lloyd's up from Florida visiting his daughter. He's got quite a few kids, and one of them lives up near us, and I guess this is the second time in the last couple years. He comes up this way every once in a while, and it's nice to meet him for coffee, or in this case, to take him for a drive in the brand new Tesla. So we're headed up to the Garner area to meet up with him. Well, we got on 540 at Wait Tack, and we're headed over to
70.
40, 70, yeah. And Don and I were thinking we haven't been on this stretch yet. This is part of the new stretch. That concrete, or is it cement? That plant over there, those towers, is on Old Stage Road, and that was part of that was put in for the construction. Yeah, there's the Old Stage Road exit.
That's right. We've been across this overpass here, crossing over many times. Or several times.
Right. When we go to Mr. Ball's and stuff, sometimes we're coming over this overpass. But anyway, so we get to check out a new piece of the turnpike we haven't been on yet.
That's right.
Oh boy, we got to check out another diverging diamond intersection where you drive on the wrong side of the road. It's fun. I guess it's okay. But you definitely notice that cars are not in the quote-unquote expected place.
Right.
You definitely notice.
Yeah, you know, when we drove up to the intersection, exiting from the interstate, and that's not the normal way we go across these, it felt a little different.
Yeah. 3 hours later. Well, only from I didn't film while we were with Don's coworker because I just didn't. But Robot really impressed Lloyd and his wife. Robot really did a great job. We only had one disengagement, and we drove all over the place. We went to get ice cream at the NC State Creamery, and we tried to get coffee here in the old part of Garner, and that ain't happened apparently after 3 o'clock on a Saturday. You can forget it.
Yeah, she tried to run. We were in a left turn lane with a red arrow, bright red arrow, and she tried to make the left turn.
Yeah, she started about 3 seconds before the light. Actually, by the time Dawn disengaged, about 1 more second, and then the light turned green. Yeah. The green arrow came on. But let me just repeat, Robot did about 500 other things correctly. And it was good for Lloyd, you know, to see that, yes, while this technology is amazing, that it is still being supervised.
That's right.
And so I don't know what happened with that left turn, but I would say we left them duly impressed.
Right, but I would also say, so that left turn, part of the thing was that was an unusual location for the left turn light. It was a strange, very wide, broad intersection. The left turn light was over there, kind of towards the right, and it was totally clear. I believe she was going because she didn't see the red arrow, and it was clear to make a left turn, which it was. And that's why she went. And the reason it was clear is because the traffic was stopped because they had turned yellow lights in the cross direction. At least that's my hypothesis. I mean, there was a lot going on there, but it was not your normal intersection like this, very straight, very square. It was like a 5-street thing comes together.
Very pretty crepe myrtle there, the pink color. So we had fun and ice cream, and showed off some Tesla tech, and it was very enjoyable.
Yes, very.
And Dawn is now taking me on a tour of every Dollar Tree between Nat here and the house, because I'm looking for some more little shepherd's hooks. I found some of the flowers with the polka dots that weren't at my Dollar Tree, but I need shepherd's hooks was really the more pressing thing. I have 6 more solar lights I would like to put up with those inexpensive shepherd's hooks. So we'll see. I think we've mapped out 3 that are more or less on the way home. So hopefully one of them, because I don't think they're going to get any more in. They've got what they were going to get for this season, and so it's a matter of us finding a store that has some, or not getting any more from Dollar Tree, at least not this year.
Right.
It's 7:30 and we're coming back to the house. How many Dollar Trees did we do total today? 5 maybe?
Something like that.
4 for sure.
4 for sure.
One of them was outside the store. There was so much trash on the ground, I almost didn't get out and go inside. It was just that disgusting. I don't know how the manager of that store can leave. And it was obvious that it had been there for a while. It wasn't all fresh today. It was also the biggest store with the most merchandise. I did not end up finding any of the hooks. I did buy a couple of other things, but no hooks. So if I'm going to look elsewhere, we'd have to go like south down to Sanford or Dunn or Irwin or some. If we happen to be someplace else, we'll probably, because there's a neat thing on the map, see all locations, and it brought them up, and there's more around than we thought there were even. So we were testing the windshield wipers there. It did not go off. Dawn is not on FSD.
That's right.
So again, I guess maybe in the sun. I don't know. It went off a couple of times today, like twice.
Not bad.
Not bad, but there were a couple of errant wipes. As long as it doesn't do it and keep doing it and won't allow you to turn it off, we're good.
That's right.
We can handle an occasional extra swipe. Handled a roundabout today. Stopped for pedestrians appropriately twice, at least. Got us into a left turn lane that had a cement divider on the inside and the outside of the left turn lane, and handled it like a pro. Every time we stopped in the neighborhood, put us off the road in a nice safe spot before it threw the car into park at the end of the route. So just a really good FSD driving day.
I agree.
Yeah.